Hey guys, this is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. Alright, in this video it's going to be sort of like a combination of a little green screen how-to and a personal video log. Okay, got the green screen out. I thought I'd grab the camera and say a quick hello while I got the camera equipment out. I've got to do a bit of green screen work for an upcoming video. I can't tell you any more about it than that, but it's not just me involved, so it's going to be quite good. Hopefully you should get to see that over Christmas. It won't be on my channel, but I'll let you know about it if and when it happens. So like I said, grab the camera while I got the camera equipment out and maybe have a quick chat. I get asked from time to time about green screening and what it's all about and how to do it. And to be honest, I'm no expert on green screening. In fact, a lot of my previous green screen attempts have been not particularly good. And one of the issues I get is I end up with this kind of green halo, and it makes it really difficult to differentiate between you and the background, and you end up with these blocky lines around the edge. One of the things I've really kind of sussed out now with green screening is you need to be as far away as possible from the green screen. In the old days, I would literally be sort of stood, you know, right this close. And what happens when you shine a light onto the green screen? Let me show you a thing here. I don't know if you can see these shadows around this shelving unit. That shadow there and that shadow there. Can you see it's green? And that's exactly what happens. It throws a green light back into the room. This green wash sort of washes over the room, and it makes it really difficult to actually get a good sharp edge around you. And the only way around that I've kind of learned is to be as far away as possible from the green screen. But also, I've also figured out that I don't need as much lighting on the green screen as I used to have. Now, in the old days, I would use both of these studio lights, one on either side, lighting up the green screen, and it made the green screen far too bright. And of course, the more light you got on it, the more spill you're going to get sort of coming back into the room. So what I've done is I've just gone down to one single light, which makes that green screen, it's still green, it's still lit up, but it's just not as bright, and it's not throwing back as much light. So that really helps. And then secondly, by only having the one light there, I've got the second studio light, which I can light me up with. And then by lighting me up, it gives a better key, and it eliminates some of the green spill that you get from behind that gives you that fuzzy edge. By lighting you up, you could kind of minimize that green spill. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And also going to be using this is the Canon EOS M50. And on top of here, we've got a really bright bunch of LEDs. They're going to be lighting me up as well. Which is really good. Now, the wonderful thing about this particular camera is it's got the autofocus, so I don't need to worry about autofocus whilst filming. I filmed a little bit earlier and I was pin sharp all the way, even though I was like walking up to the camera and then walking away again. It kept me in focus, which is absolutely brilliant. You know, it's like having your own little cameraman sat inside the camera, which is good. Now, what I do with the video is, if I switch that on, hopefully you can see. Right, so what I do is I actually zoom in. You can see the green screen there, and what I do is I zoom right in so that I've literally got the full screen, which is green. And the wonderful thing about this camera, as I've mentioned before, I think, is because it's got the autofocus on, I don't have to worry about the focusing, which is really good. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing shortly, and then hopefully you'll see the results of that later on this year. So there we go, a few little tips based purely on my own experiences so far with working with green screen. But I may have a play once I've got this little bit of footage I've got to do today. It's only a little bit of footage I've got to do. I may have a little go at doing my Christmas video. We'll see. What I need to do is pull the rest of this out so it comes out to here. At the moment I've pushed it away to minimize the green spill for this particular video that I'm making, but I'm gonna pull that all the way out, so I can actually stand on it, so I can get a clean cutout of me, my whole body, right from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. And then I can insert me as a miniature or wherever into any scene that I choose. So I know a few years ago I did a little mini village one. I wonder if I can sort of improve on that somehow. In fact, I was thinking the other day it would be really cool to I've got this model, this particular model. I mean, it looks fine from a distance, but when you look up close it's a bit rough. But I've actually got the model kit version of this from it's Revel or Airfix or whatever. I haven't made yet, but it's much more finely detailed. And I would love to be able to get some green screen pictures of one of these and then superimpose it into a scene outside. So it looks like there's a life-size one of those outside, and then film me kind of walking around it. That would be really good if I could do that. Now I've had that in my head ever since I made that particular model. I did that on the 3D printer. Yeah, I might have a little dabble with that in the spring or in the summer. What I need is like a big field somewhere where I can sort of make this thing park so it looks like it's actually really there. And then see if I can do an interacting video where I'm actually walking around it. Quite how I'm going to pull that off, I'm not sure, but we'll give it a go. That could be fun. Apologies for the lack of videos. I really haven't made any videos lately. I've just been really kind of a little bit crazy busy. As you may or may not know, I've got the other channel, which has sort of become a full-time job now. And we're sort of well over 750,000 subscribers on there now, so it does take a lot of my time. We're a little bit worried about this whole Article 13 thing, which could be the end of YouTube. We've heard a rumour from YouTube that there's this thing going through Europe about the copyright, and what it's going to do is put the onus on, not on the individual, but it's going to be on the company, so that if somebody uploads copywritten material to YouTube, YouTube themselves can be sued for it. And they're trying to push this through the European legislation sort of legal system at the moment, and if it goes through it will eventually become a worldwide policy, and it's going to be terrible news for any YouTubers basically, because if you cannot completely prove that every single ounce of media that you put on your channel is not 100% your own work, YouTube can get sued for it, and clearly they're not going to take that risk. So they're going to be shutting down, channels left, right, and centre if this thing goes through. Now there is a big campaign at the moment. You've probably seen it about I think it's called Article 13. There's actually a campaign on YouTube. They're saying that there's all these unforeseen consequences that are going to come about as a result of this particular thing, and so it's all a little bit scary for people who are doing YouTube as on a full-time basis, which is what I'm doing. So we'll see how that unfolds. I'll probably make another video on that separately when I get a little bit more wise up about it. But I think it's going through early next year, so we'll know one way or the other quite soon. But I think the first phase of it has already been accepted. So it's all quite scary times for us creators. I'm just hoping it's not going to happen. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but if it is, there's going to be some major changes going on in the whole internet. It'll change the internet as we know it. So yeah, a little bit worrying, but what can you do, So it's a case of, at the moment, it's just a case of planning for the worst but hoping for the best. But it's keeping me quite busy. But hopefully that'll change in the spring or the summer. We'll see. But yeah, fun and games. Anyway, I better get on with this this video. I can't show you what I'm doing because it's all a big secret until it's released. But I think it's going to be released before Christmas if it all goes through. So that'll be good. And like I say, it's not just me. There's going to be others in it as well. So it should be quite good if the people involved can actually pull it off and make it work. But thought we'd give it a go anyway. Now, I'm going a little bit stir crazy. I haven't been out a lot. It's been, like I say, busy working, sat in front of a computer for the last 4 weeks. I'm getting a little bit stir crazy. I need to get out and maybe go. I keep thinking about a little trip to the coast. That'd be quite nice. I haven't seen the sea in a long time. I live in a landlocked county, and I kind of long to see the sea. And every now and again it just becomes almost like a compulsion, and I'm kind of getting there. So I'm just kind of hanging in there waiting for a nice day, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of nice weather to come along. We get them days through the winter now and again, but at the moment it's just been really damp and wet and horrible. I know people keep asking me, you know, when are you going to do your next astronomy video? And I would love to do another astronomy video, but it's just, the skies are just completely cloudy all the time. And on the odd occasion when we've had clear skies, unfortunately I haven't been in a position where I can get the telescope out and do everything, either because I'm just too darn tired in the evenings, or I'm actually doing something else and I just can't get to the equipment and get it all out, because it does take a good hour or so to set everything up. So, you know, I've kind of got to plan ahead. I've got to book out an evening. But as soon as we get some decent weather, I shall be back in the shed, hopefully with the telescope. Sort of learning from scratch again, because it's been so long since I've made an astronomy video. I think I've forgotten most of what I've learned, so it's just going to be a refresher course. But it could be fun anyway. So and this time of year, I think there's more interesting things in the sky as well. So, but hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later. But in the meanwhile, I will try to get away on a nice day trip somewhere. If I do, I'll take you guys along with me. You maybe sit in the cab with me while I drive along, because I haven't done any videos like that for a long time as well. Sort of just going out in the van and having a natter. So I would like to get videos like that done. It's just a case of finding the time and being able to do it. So there we go. That's it from Rick Weld for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you hopefully soon in the next video. Till then, take care.